Hello, 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 treasure hearties. How you all doing tonight? Glad to see you. Well, you can see me, I can't see you, but you know what I mean. How is everyone today? Ooh, I got my hair sticking up back there, but that's okay. It is what it is. This is reality, right? How is everybody today? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day or beginning of the week. It's been quite a challenge for me this week, but I'm hanging in there. And well, I'm trying to keep the glass half full attitude. So trying to stay positive with it, even though everything around me is kind of going to hell. That's okay. That's life. And that's what makes life fun, right? So let's see who is here tonight. Let's see. Hello, Miss Kim. Hello again. I was actually in the chat room earlier and, just said, okay, I'm here early. So let's just pop in the chat, see who's here. And Kim was there along with Jackie. Hello, Jackie. And Just Meryl. Hello, hello. Glad you made it here tonight, even though you are having some internet connection issues. And I understand you are outside on your porch. But we're glad that you're here. Let's see. Kim says she's not asleep. I thought she was. Haven't been asleep since 5 this morning. Wow. Aren't you tired? She had a dentist appointment, got her teeth cleaned, have to go back on Friday for a filling. Oh. Well, I hope they didn't find anything bad. Hello, Miss Linda Faust. Let's see. Jackie says she's on a search for containers with lids for all my color scraps. Need for 10-inch squares. Did I do that? Well, good luck hunting. Let's see who else is here. Kim says, I got the Hunter Star all put together, went to Hobby Lobby and found a fabric for the borders. Oh, nice. All right, let's see. De Leon Medina. Is that Pearl? Hello, hello. If it is from you. Oh, Moreno Valley. Yep, must be Pearl. Okay, hello, hello. Let's see. Wish me luck. About to rip a long seam with the scalpel. Scalpel. Okay, well, good luck. Rip. Now remember, rip the seam, not the fabric. Hi, Cindy from Pennsylvania. Hi, Damali, all the way from Maryland. Girl, it's 9:30, I think. But glad you made it here. Hello, Miss Judy. How you doing? We got Claudia here. Hi, Claudia. And made by Misty. Hello, hello, Misty. Dale 318. Hello, hello, and a whole bunch of emojis. I love it. Hi, Kitty Scott. Just found this channel and have been loving watching past videos. First time live. Well, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining the Treasure Hardy family. Hi, Elsie from Texas. Wow, we got a lot of new people here. Diane Wilson. Hello, hello. Cindy Milham. Hi, hi. Linda's Trendy Threads. Hello, hello. Is the picture not working? Or is the picture out? Oh, no, I can see it on my side. Okay. Is anyone else only seeing, or is anyone else having problems with the video? Because I can see it. I see myself. Okay. Hello, Brank about. Okay, Brank Abilis. Abel Slick. Okay, sorry, I know I butchered your name, but glad you made it here. Giggle was just watching the old video of Rita's where you were chatting. Oh, that's Kim. Okay, ass damn it. Hello. Harriet, yeah, there's been a situation where this computer doesn't sync the video and the sound, so it is delayed. Trying to figure why it's not doing that. I think it just might be the connection with this microphone here. So, sorry, I know it's like watching a kung fu movie where you see the lips moving, but the sound comes later. I'm sorry. All right. So welcome everybody. Glad you all made it here. What am I just doing tonight? So tonight I am just sewing squares. Did I put the block out of view? Yep. I'm gonna just be making these blocks here. And it's gonna go alongside with those blocks that you see behind me. I should actually go back to the face camera here for a second. So these blocks you can ignore. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Or I may be making another scrap quilt for that, but I'm gonna make another quilt like this. I already did one, and the blocks were just kind of laid out like a regular grid format. But I want to do one where it's on point, so I'm going to actually make it like this, and then another block can go here. And so forth, so you kind of get the idea of it. It's just a scrap block. I'm just trying to use up as much 2.5-inch squares because I kind of accumulated a little small stash, but I need to, this is my night to just relax and just sew something. So that's what I'm doing. Nothing fancy, nothing extravagant. Although I'm kind of curious to see how this quilt will come out because I like the other one that I did, but then as soon as I was done with it, I said, I wonder what this would look like when it's on point. So back to the drawing board, and now we're doing it. So yeah, that is what I am up to tonight. Just, you know, sometimes you just have to have a night where you just do some mindless sewing, right? It's good for the brain and for the soul. Okay, hi Delia. Giving up on seam ripping, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I understand that on some computers the internet or the video and the sound isn't synced in. And I guess on other computers it might be, so I do apologize for that. I kind of noticed it myself when I was watching some replays on the television where sometimes the video would be out of sync or the sound would be out of sync. So I need to figure out what is going on with that. It could just be the internet connection because I do know that there's been issues with it locally here. Okay. Let's see. So in some housekeeping news, I had my notes, but my notes got deleted. Computer problems, right? More computer problems for me. Housekeeping notes. Well, for one thing, I do want to remind people that this coming Sunday, there is a Zoom, and that is a question and answer session for anyone that would like to join. This is your chance if you've been following the Quilty Mat series. I kind of realized that some people might have questions, and it's a little irritating to ask questions via email or putting in writing. So a few times a month for the next couple of months, we will be doing an additional Zoom for those that want to ask questions live, and not just with me, but there's other regular participants that have been joining our monthly Zoom, and I'm hoping some of them will join. Kim. So if you are interested in joining the Zoom, send me an email at treasureheartcreations@gmail.com. I'm putting the email up right now. And I can give you the information. It starts at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be Sunday what is Sunday? The 26th. So I know some of you might be at church. So go to church in the morning and then come back in the afternoon. In fact, that's what I'll be doing. Yep. Okay, let's see. Hi, Debbie. Debbie says, I like your variety of prints. Well, thank you. Hi, Linda. Hope you're not getting blown away by all this wind. Yeah, it's been really windy these past couple days here, and my gosh, whoops. See, it's even affecting the electricity around here. Okay, so again, Zoom on Sunday. And for those of you who are who have been joining on a regular basis, you can join in. Just know that it is a question and answer session, but we can do our normal shenanigans with whatever we talk about. And if you've joined the Zoom in the past, you kind of know what I mean, because we have some very interesting discussions on Zoom. Yeah. And this past one, or the one that we had a couple weeks ago, okay. Yeah, my face was kind of blushing red. But we won't mention the discussion on here because it's not so, not kid appropriate. But we always have fun. Let's see. If I don't have company, I will do my best to be there. Okay, Kim. Thank you. And I am seam ripping because this is a pretty poorly sewn seam. Can I just rip this off? Nope, I don't want to do that. Okay, I know there's a stitch there. I just don't feel. Oh, there it is. Oh, da-da. And I just ripped the fabric. Okay. Well, I'll just do this. Go from this side. This is why I'm scared of ripping seams. I always tend to rip the fabric instead of the seam. Even though I put the ball, everybody says you put the ball in between, and I still end up ripping it. But you know what? Everybody's got their own technique. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's see, what other things do I have to announce? Don't forget that there is a treasure hunt giveaway that is actively going on right now. It's for a pair of, I think I packed it up already. It's for a pair of LDH scissors. And if you look for the video where, see if I can find it. Maybe I can show you the thumbnail so that you know what you're looking for. It is the April and May updates that I put out there. March and April 2026 video newsletter. If you search for that video on the Treasure Heart Creations channel, you can, well, there is mention of a giveaway. I call it a treasure hunt. And I know there's a handful of people that entered, but it's for a pair of LDH scissors. And if you watch the video, I do show which pair of scissors it is. LDH, if you've never heard of them, they're a pretty reputable brand. I've been using their scissors for a couple of years now. Haven't had any complaints about them. In fact, I kind of like them better than the Kai. But that's just my own personal opinion. I know there's a lot of dedicated and loyal Kai fans here. Nothing wrong with them. I do enjoy their scissors too. But I like the feeling of the LDH a lot better. So I am plucking out and spinning the seams in the middle. There we go. And I am not caring about all of these extra threads because it's a scrap quilt. All right, let's get these ones sewn. Let's get this 4-patch. And then I can sew this. Well, I got 2 blues, so I will put this one to the side and we'll sew it to something else. If I can get it open. Okay. Let's see, I'll take a red and I'll take this. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Okay, so thank you, Miss Kim. She has activated our hot topic for this video. Question, what is your favorite quilt block or quilt unit to make with scraps? Usually with scraps, well, for those of you that have been following this channel for a while, usually with scraps, I kind of just like to cut it down into squares and just make whatever blocks come to mind. And sometimes I just sew a big 16 patch together. Normally I'm just sewing 4 patches like these, or like these with the white or some kind of neutral color. But this one, because it's for this particular quilt, I'm making it all scrappy. Or scrap it up. Kim Burris says log cabin or churn dash. I like making log cabins with the strips. I used to make it with 2.5-inch strips all the time, but now I'm kind of exploring some other strip sizes with, now I do it with 2-inch, sometimes with 1.5-inch, just so that I can actually introduce more colors into the block. So, yeah. Churn dashes. I love making churn dashes with string blocks. And that will be another quilt that's on my to-do list for this year. Sorry, I know the electricity is kind of going crazy. Okay. Oh, come on. I need to cut this one out there. There we go. And we will press. Okay, made by Misty says, any kind of star. Well, Misty, how about this star? Yeah, this is another quilt that I want to redo. I did make a version of a quilt just with this block in a different color, but I want to redo it again or go back to it and revisit some color schemes or some other color schemes that I can do with it. See how that actually comes out. Debbie says, I've got plans to alter, pants to alter for my sister-in-law. Okay. You want to do mine? I love the snail trail block. That's Dale. You know, I've never made a snail trail. Do I know how to? Yeah, I think I do know how to. Of course, I would probably just do it as a paper piece pattern. Not that I would just kind of freehand or just kind of do it without it. I know it can be done. But, yeah, I don't think I ever made the snail trail. Okay, so I will do these two blocks together. And we'll sew that up. Hey, 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 Miss Donna Hoskins is here. Let's see. Hi, Suzanne Taylor. Debbie Allen says potato chip block. You know, where did the potato chip block come from? Because I saw one creator on YouTube do it, and then all of a sudden everybody jumped on the bandwagon and they started doing their own tutorials about the potato chip block. But up until that one person, I've never heard of a potato chip block before. So she says she didn't create it. Someone taught it to her. But I'm like, who was the first, or where did it come from? Because again, she was the first person on YouTube that I saw a tutorial for. So I thought she created it, but no, someone taught it to her. And according to that other person, from what she told me, she didn't create it too. Maybe I don't know. Is it an old block that they used to make a lot of back in the day and now it's making its revival? Could be. But that is definitely one that I want to do as soon as I get rid of all these 2.5-inch squares to deal with. Or at least I want to cut it down. Or not cut it down, shrink it down, shrink the quantity down. Because, well, if you saw the scrap video, you saw how full that bin is. And that's just one of two of them. So normally I don't let it get that out of hand, but this time it kind of went out of hand because I wasn't dealing with it a whole lot. I am not going to flip that back. I'm just going to roll with it. Yeah, we can pop this one open. Okay, I know there's a thread there. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Did I grab it? Maybe I pulled out the wrong thread. My eyes are very bad. I think I need a new prescription here. There we go. Now we got it. Now we got it. Okay, good enough. So I'm going to put this one with this. And let's see, Donna Hoskins. Hello, hello. Whoops, I just skipped. Okay. Donna Hoskins says, I love a Lemoyne star. Really? Do you do it with the Y seam or do you just do the half square triangle thing? I tried the Lemoyne star with the Y seam. Kind of got it. Would I do it again? No. Well, hello, hello, Miss Around to It. Glad you made it here. How you feeling, girl? Okay, and Donna Hoskins says, oh, and especially a day and night compass, my dad's favorite. I haven't seen that block in a while. Okay, there's half of it, and here's the other half of it. And, oh, I pressed it open. That's okay. I can still line things up here. Looks good. Let's sew. And I will press this one open. Okay, we'll give this one a press because this one is not lying flat, just with the finger press. Did I get Mom's quilt finished? No. It's getting there. I'm just kind of deciding if I just want to do an all-over design or not. And right now, Mom's not getting any mail because we had her move, so she's still getting settled in. And she told me don't send her boxes right now, but she kind of wants me to personally deliver it, so I have to make my way down there. But she is having the time of her life because she's enjoying stuff at the new facility, making friends. And every time she talks to me about the club or the activities that she's involved in, on the phone, I'm just kind of going, and then I end with, I told you so. She was very resistant for a very long time about moving, but, the lease was up. She had the opportunity to get into the facility, so we said, Mom, we all kind of put our foot down and said, Mom, you're going. And she said, okay, she'll live with it. And now she's enjoying herself, which is good. So Did I just flip that seam? Huh. Okay. Okay, one more block done. Oh, I didn't realize 2 greens were there, but that's okay. That's okay. Hopefully it'll get lost in the midst of everything that else is that's in the quilt. So And Diane Watson says, yes, I sew. No, I will not hem your pants. I bought my husband his own sewing machine so he can hem his own pants. Okay. Whoops. And Delia says, the Sarnia Quilt Guild put out a free booklet with like 33 different blocks using potato chip blocks. Okay. I shall check that out. Yeah. I mean, I know how to do a potato chip block. The thing is, I don't cut 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangles, right? And I know you can do it in different sizes. I don't know. I guess I just got to try it to see how I like doing it. But, well, you don't know unless you try, right? So I shall try that out. And then let's see what creative juices or what that inspires. Because if y'all know me, I will sew a block and then I will think, how can I do it differently from what everybody else has done? Or how can I make it my own? And that's when I get into trouble, because then I start cutting up all different size pieces. Well, I get into trouble because I get into that funk where I can't get that block out of my head. And then the stuff I should be working on gets put on hold. And, well, it's a good way to use up my scraps, though. And that's usually what I'm working with when I do stuff like that. Yeah, so I have fun doing it, though. So speaking of scraps, I just want to say thank you to everybody who watched that video, liked the video, put a comment on that video. Thus far, the last time I checked, it has over 2,000 views. And not to toot my own horn, I knew the video would do well. I did not realize that it was going to do that well. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that watched it, gave it a like, put a comment on it. And I understand a lot of you found this channel because of that video. So welcome, welcome, and thank you so much. Let's see. Debbie Allen says there's a lot of variations. Okay. I've only seen... Sorry, I know the lights are flickering. I've only seen the basic or the original potato chip block where it's just all scraps, scrap rectangles sewn together or sewn and arranged together. I haven't seen very many variations, although I've seen people play around with the different size of the rectangle. But other than that, I haven't seen like a whole ton of blocks, potato chip blocks that were unique, I guess. I do like the block, though. I mean, it's nice and scrappy. And I can definitely see it using up your scrap stash, if that's what the goal is. It looks scrappy, but then not so crazy. You know how some scrap quilts, like there's every single color of the rainbow is on there, and it just looks like total random fabrics kind of put together. Even though you are sewing scrap fabrics with random colors on a potato chip block, there's still some organization to it, I guess. So, which is why I like the look of it. And it is a scrappy block, but it's not like it's crazy scrappy, as I would call it. Okay, I don't know why, but I pulled out a lot of this. So let's start using that up. Okay, let's see. I really like the way Just Get It Done Quilts did her version of the potato chip quilt. Yeah, I think she tried to do something a little different with it. And her version, I think, was just like one massive quilt block that made the whole quilt, if I remember correctly. Or am I getting her mixed up with someone else? But maybe I am. Yeah, but actually the first person I saw put together a potato chip block on her YouTube channel was actually Brenda of Conquering Mount Scrapmore. And up until I saw her video of it, I've never heard of a potato chip block. So I thought maybe this was her own creation, but apparently it's not. Stay down. Sometimes you just want to give it the good old whack and make it listen. Okay, there it goes. I heard about it from a gal in Canada. Okay. Let's see. What size squares are you sewing together now? These are 2.5. So far, all my potato chip quilts have been very scrappy. That's Debbie. Yeah, see, now I really want to do one. Donna says, I prefer HSTs. The potato chip block book has 33 patterns in it. It's free. One source is Leah Louise' YouTube channel. Okay, apparently everybody's been making books about this one. Okay, so I think the block's been around forever. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if it has been around and then all of a sudden it's kind of, you know how things from the past get kind of recycled. I wonder if because certain people or I guess certain people were talking about it, it became a thing again. In fact, if I remember correctly, even the Soya brothers did a tutorial on it, but they were using their Vegas strips. So their blocks were huge. Okay, why did I pull so much of that fabric out? Let's do this. That belongs there. We'll do this one and this gray. do, do, do. Okay. We'll line these up. Okay. That's awesome for your mom. Yeah, thank you, Debbie. I think, wait, no, I read that. Kim says, I have a boot box full of 2.5-inch strips. Potato chip blocks would be a good way to use some up. They definitely would. Even a log cabin, Kim. Or I'll make string blocks out of it. Let's see. Debbie Allen says, I like the patience block. Why do it as a 9 patch when you do use rectangles? Patience block. I haven't heard about that one in a while. That's another block where, I don't know, is it making a comeback? Yeah, for a while, everybody was making, let's see. At one point, I know a lot of people were making Lone Star quilts. In fact, there is I don't know if they're still around, but there used to be these two gentlemen who had a business. I'm assuming they were Native American, and they used to do these Lone Star quilts, but then they would put like the Native American spin to it. So they had they created a design where it was a warrior with the warrior's bonnet thing, or that hat with the feathers. Is it the warrior's bonnet? I don't know. Warrior's headdress. But they had a quilt design. It was in a Lone Star layout, but then the way they placed the fabric colors, it just made it look like it was one of those warrior feather, you know, the feather hats that they wear. I don't know what the word is for it. Somebody will say it. I love the block, but I had to do it my way. Well, that's the way to do it, Debbie. It was fun to watch. Okay. That was Suzanne Taylor. Well, well, well. It's my Gloria. Gloria. Dun, 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 dun. Gloria. How are you? Glad to see you made it here tonight. Don't shoot yourself. It's mean and bad for creativity. Okay, I won't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I did, and I done it. Why don't you just arrange your 16 patch, then web sew the columns into rows? I could, but I just out of habit, I just do it this way. And if I do sew it into a 16 patch, I usually confuse myself anyway. Yeah. A lot of times if I lay it out in a 16 patch, I change my mind about where to place the fabrics a lot. So I'm just so used to just sewing 2 patches and making 4 patches. And then sometimes when I look at the 4-patch, I see a color combination that maybe I don't like necessarily together, so that's the other reason. But mostly it's just because most of the time I'm just sewing 4-patches, and I've gotten so used to just doing 4-patches that I mean, if I were purposely, or if this wasn't like a scrap quilt or something I'm making for donation, then yeah, I would probably lay out all of the blocks or all of the squares and then make it and then sew it into rows and whatnot. Usually when I'm like this, I just don't think about it. Um, and just out of habit, I will sew it into a 4-patch. Because most of the time I'm just sewing 4-patches anyway. And that's where I just I'll sew it into a 4-patch and then just build it into or work its way into a quilt block later, which is why I make a ton of Irish chain stuff. And this stitch is being very stubborn. Come on. Release me. Release for me, please. Now, of course, I could press this all to one side, but I've broken a few long arm needles, having it all just be in the center. So I got into the habit of spinning the seam at least, or pressing it open. Okay, so there's a lot of the same fabrics here. So I'll do these two. Headdress. Okay, it is headdress. Thank you. It's good night, Judy. Thanks for stopping by. I'm good. Dozed off for a minute watching TV, but here now. Okay, Gloria. Hi, Terry. Let's do this. Let's do this and this. And we will put this on with this one. I want to do it this way. And it's not lining up there. Got it. Okay, now we can sew. Da, 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 da. Okay. And we will put this one with this one here. And this one is totally off, but that's okay. The centers did not come together. I see something getting caught right there. There we go. Okay. You asked earlier if I was tired. Yes, I am. Leaning towards being exhausted. Kim, You're a real trooper. But go get some rest. Yeah. Actually, we're going to get off in here in a couple minutes. I usually try to keep these to about an hour long. So, but I will finish this one first. I will do that. Okay. So again, guys, don't forget, for anyone that is interested in joining the Zoom on this Sunday, it will start at 12 noon, and we are going to end at 2 p.m. This is a special Zoom that is just, I'm doing it so that people can ask questions if they are working on their quilting blocks or the quilting math challenge blocks. That's what this Zoom session is for. But if you want to just kind of come on and hang out with us, you're more than welcome to. Hopefully some of the other regulars will be on there just to hang out with us. Or maybe, I don't know if any of them are working on the challenge blocks. But we always have fun on Zoom. Okay, and these will go together. And I am not going to worry about the same blocks or the same square or the same fabric being in there. I'm just going to sew it. Just got to let it go. So this one can go with, yeah, this will do. I'll finish this one, and let's see how we did with this. Oh, I got two reds. Oh well, that's okay. I'm just gonna leave it for now. I did not see that one coming, but that's all right. It's just gonna be a scrap quilt going maybe to charity, but I just wanted to see what this quilt would look like on point. So that's the whole point. So it's not gonna matter, Eric. Just let it go. Okay. We'll put that one there for now. Okay. Long after TV, my grandparents listened to radio baseball, and my grandma always had a 4-patch basket beside her. Aw, is that bringing back memories? You know, a lot of the what's the word I'm looking for? Like older quilts, older style quilts, vintage. Thank you. You know, they had just simple designs, but it's interesting to look at it because you know that it was made out of just scrap clothing, and it was totally utilitarian. So when I look at quilts like that, I try to imagine like who this person was that, well, first of all, who the quilter was or might have been, and then who was the person I mean, whose clothes is this? Was it the husband? Was it the, I don't know, was it the maid? Maybe the son, daughter? And on some of these vintage or like old quilts, you can still kind of see like if there was like a food stain, you can still see that. If there were sweat stains. So it's interesting to look at and just kind of imagine like what the fabric went through. Not necessarily what the person went through. We know what the quilter did or what they went through to make the quilt. So who won the giveaway? The giveaway is still going on. It's May 2nd is where I announced the giveaway winner. I just made mention of it just to make sure that people are aware that there is a treasure hunt that is currently still going on. So if you want in on that prize, which is an LDH pair of scissors, you still got time. Oh, maybe I can do that. That'll work. Nope. There. That works better. Yeah, who cares about that? Okay, we'll make this the last block. Okay, so again, guys, Zoom coming up this Sunday. Send me an email, and I will get you that information so you can join in. And if you just want to hang out and chat with us, or if you are working on a challenge block, this is the opportunity to ask questions live. And second thing being that we do have a treasure hunt currently going on, in which there was a video posted earlier this month. It's the March and April 2026 video update, or the video newsletter as I would call it. And in the video, it gives you instructions on how to enter the giveaway. So you can be on the lookout for that, because you still got time to enter that. And this, I will say, this is coming out pretty good. Let's see. I'm kind of liking it, but I think I like it better as just a regular. But we'll see when we get the entire quote put together. So, so Debbie Alley says, I have the potato chip block book from Sarnia Quilt Quilters Guild 2024. Okay. Are you Mountain or Pacific time? I am Pacific time. Hello, Michelle the Quilter. Every block is an individual beauty. Okay, thank you, Dale. Looks awesome. Thank you, Quint Cam. Okay, so I'm going to call it a live. I try to keep it, again, for about an hour. We're a little over. So, yeah, that'll be it for tonight, guys. Thank you for just hanging out. Zoom Sunday, the treasure hunt or the giveaway for the LDH scissors is still going on. Look for the video called the March and April 2026 video newsletter or video update. Yeah. Thanks for your calm voice while doing my chores. Project is looking good. Well, thank you, Kitty. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching and liking the scrap video. I got some ideas of things or scrap quilts and scrap blocks that we can do, or that you, if you have scraps, you can do them. So, and of course, if you have suggestions, well, send them. We'll see. Send them to me. We'll see. We'll see about that. All right, guys, have a great weekend or great rest of the week. I will be traveling this weekend, so I will not be on live. So, I won't be on live Saturday, and I'm not planning to do a live for the rest of this week. I am trying to schedule another live next Tuesday, so be on the lookout for that. And I think I'm going to try and keep this Tuesday night rhythm somewhere between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. That's when we'll start. So, yeah. All right, guys, take care. Have a great rest of the week. And you know how we end it. So let's all get out there. Let's all create something. Bye for now.